So hey you, deal with your rejection. What are you talking about, Mark? Glad you asked. You see, this is something I really suck at. I love people and want to please everybody. Are you like that? Are you one of those people pleasers? Here's a question. Do you struggle with rejection? Please do me a favor and listen to me for a few minutes. This is a real tough topic for a lot of people. You know, who likes rejections? I've got some great information that I found that I believe can maybe help you hit the mark today. Do you know that repeated rejection tends to validate fear that we are like inadequate? This is mostly so when it comes to the opinions of those that we personally place value on. But the irony in operating out of fear of rejection is, that it ultimately results in the very rejection you were trying to avoid. Confusing. When people realize you hold yourself in like a low regard, they deal with you accordingly. You teach people how to value by how much you value yourself. Did you hear that? How much do you value yourself? Bam! Ouch! Ask yourself that question. It's like I said, this rejection is a really tough topic. If you've never expressed a preference, maybe a boundary, or any limitation on how others interact with you, they'll assume that you have none and behave towards you in the same manner. Is this rejection maybe causing you anxiety or, panic attacks? So hey, let's keep going here with this dealing with rejection topic. Like I said, it's a tough one. You see, in order to overcome fear of rejection, you must firmly believe that God designed you physically, intellectually, and temperamentally, and He gave you an assignment no one else can fulfill. I guess you could say He broke the mold when He made you. You see, putting yourself down may seem humble sometimes. We've all done it. But it is actually a form of pride because it's causing you to, reject God's plan and His design for you. So begin to empathetically say, thank you, God, for making me so wonderfully complex. Hard to do, but I try to do that as often as I can. So hey, I got another tough question for you. Where did you get the idea that you were less than? Well, whether it started with critical parents or condemning teachers or preachers or unwise preachers or teachers, maybe some cruel classmates or a verbally abusive spouse. Remember, the devil is the father of lies. He used someone to lie to you about your worth and your potential. Listen to me. Repeat this. It was a lie. It was a lie. It was a lie. Decide to reject that lie right now. In other words, I guess you could say, reject rejection. Sort of funny. So enough of this, me beating you over the head. Let's go with some topics here that maybe can help you a little bit. So I think you should make a list of every God-given gift, asset, advantage, or other benefit that you possess that is or could become a blessing to other people. Focus on things like, these character issues such as integrity and loyalty, come on, Mark, generosity, discernment, wisdom, patience. There's a bunch of those. And then just think of ways that you can use each one of these features glorify the God that created you and others. That's what I, Mark Haidt, call making the world more beautiful. God's purpose and discipline is to develop you into the highest potential. So don't let anyone put you down. Be your authentic self. And when you are with others, focus on what you have to give rather than how others perceive you. Listen to this, guys. Don't put on looks, brag, or name drop in an attempt to level the playing field. You're already equal, even if you don't have a similar education or maybe similar experience or financial status or social standing or any type of a background. Since when did such things make anybody inherently superior to another? Think about it. Especially in the eyes of God. You see, if your goal in life is to please everyone and have them speak well of you, well, your self-worth, will always be at their mercy. Wow, Mark, that sounds like you hit me in the face with that since you want to be a people pleaser all the time. Sometimes you're called upon to confront behavior that negatively affects you and respect the other person's decisions not to pursue a relationship with you. They may not belong in your life, and you may not belong in theirs. Here's a real quick explanation of this. I hope it helps. So think about this for a second. The last time you went shopping, did you purchase every single item you examined? Of course not. Did you reject them because they were inferior? Surely not. You simply decided they were not for you. Of course, if you experience a pattern of rejection and you are baffled about the cause, well, you may want to consider finding out why. Have you heard this before? Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. Think about that for a second. Sometimes it is wise to ask, and this is tough, I'd like to get some feedback from you for my personal development. My objective here is not to resume our relationship. I would just like, to ask you what it was that made you decide to terminate it. That's tough. And then you go on to say, I would really appreciate your honest feedback. And be sure to project an upbeat attitude, not a negative one. Listen objectively to what they have to say. And don't be defensive. Remember, you are gathering information. And like I said, this one's really tough to do. Really tough to do. Be willing to change if there's value in what they say. I think I got to say that again. Be willing to change if there is value in what they say. Bam!